Serbia and Lithuania both played as the EuroBasket continues. What happened? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it.
Let's try to get healthy. Let's stay together. And if we can do that, we'll put ourselves in a good situation.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler here for another take of Nuggets basketball and Serbian and Lithuania basketball currently during the offseason, if you haven't been keeping up or watching much. So just wanted to also, before I break into today's games, I realized that there may not be some of you who understand EuroBasket. And so I wanted to kind of break it down a little bit. I know it's a lot more complicated than what I'm going to do. It's very basic, but basically EuroBasket happens every 4 years, and it determines who is the best team within Europe, who has the best overall men's team. And a lot of the times, too, the winner of that can be chosen for FIBA World Cup. So there's a lot of stakes involved, mainly saying that you're the best European basketball team, and then also getting qualified already for the FIBA World Cup. And last winner of this was Spain. And so now they're figuring out, it's kind of almost like, an Olympic kind of thing, FIBA kind of thing. So if you're familiar with that, it's the same thing as that. They break it into group play and then into elimination rounds. So we haven't gotten to elimination rounds yet. That comes on the 6th of September. We are now just watching group play, and Lithuania is in Group B, Serbia is in Group A. And Serbia, oddly enough, if we look at the standings right now, Serbia is second to Turkey. Now, this is where all of the point differentials come into play. So if you remember, there was a couple of games there where Serbia didn't win huge. They didn't dominate. They only really dominated that first one against, Estonia. The rest of them have been a lot smaller, whereas Turkey has been kind of more or less dominating a lot of the teams that they've been facing. However, I don't see Turkey as an actual threat to Serbia. Some people who glaze, Şengün might, but I will happily say that I do glaze Jokic, but rightfully so. He is the best player in the world, and I have every faith in him and his team that he's on to win whatever tournament that he's in. So they're sitting at second right now. And also, though, you do have to play into the fact that we don't have Bogdanovic anymore, their captain, and Turkey pretty much has everyone healthy. You also have Jokic with a bummed elbow right now. And so who knows, maybe that will come into play. But I believe Turkey is the next, if I remember correctly, the next game that Serbia will face. So hopefully they take it to them. So in Group B, Germany is number one. Obviously, they are very well built. It's a very well built team. Lithuania is second, and they are second because also their point differentials. They had a lot more bigger blowout games than Serbia did, and so that actually helped them, despite the fact that they recently lost against Germany. And then today, they did win against Finland, but it was very close, very close. It actually helped Finland kind of stay within range. So, however, Lithuania did advance. Now they're on to the elimination round, and Latvia advanced today. So if Latvia advanced, and they're actually third, that already means that Serbia advanced and Turkey. So they all advanced. And then I'll just continue going down a little bit here. Group C involves Greece, Spain, Italy, Bosnia, Georgia, and Cyprus. And that's actually the order in which they are sitting at right now. So Greece is the number 1 in the Group C, Spain is 2, and Italy is 3. So those are your top 3 in Group C. Group B, just real quick, Finland, Lithuania, Germany again, and then Latvia, Serbia, Turkey in Group A. Then there's Group D, which is Poland, Israel, France, Slovenia, Belgium, and Iceland. And in that same order too. So top 1 is Poland, then Israel, and then France. Slovenia, as amazing as they are, showing how great Luka is, not doing so hot. So they are struggling a lot, actually. They have 2 losses and only 1 win. So worrying for them, not so much for Serbia, but I honestly think when they gets to the elimination rounds, I'm not worried about Turkey. I'm not worried about Greece. I'm not worried about Poland. The only one I'm worried for Serbia is Germany, because they have, if you were to basically group all of this into seeds, Germany would be the 1 seed. They have a differential of 134 points total is 438. The next one from that, the closest one to that is Turkey with 364. Germany is dominant right now. They are very, very dominant. I am surprised at how much France is actually struggling, because they are sitting 3rd in Group D. They've won 2, lost 1. Their points combined are 264. They have a differential of 23. So, I think that's also because they don't have Rudy Gobert or Wemby playing with them, because they seemed pretty dominant in the Olympics, and now they're not so hot. So that is, I feel like, a huge issue for that. But let's get into today's games here. So Serbia versus Czech. Czech actually won the tip, and they missed their first shot. Jokic rebounds the ball, and if you haven't seen this, go see it. Go check it out somewhere on social media. It's making the rounds. It is an amazing one hand slings the ball down court, full court, all the way to Guteric for a layup in the first points of the game. It was a crazy pass, but the crazy thing about that is that this is so common watching Jokic. We get this all the time, and yet every time he does it, we are still amazed. Some of us might get a little bit desensitized, but I'm still amazed, even though I've seen it 100 times with him. Just the amazing ball movement and eye coordination that he has, the threading it through the needle, just he could definitely be an American football quarterback if he wanted to. He does play water polo very well outside of water. So I'm pretty sure he would. I wouldn't be surprised if he joined the Serbian water polo team and won there as well. Such an amazing passer. So they get that for the layup in the first points of the game. From the start, Serbia just blows through Czech's defense, building a 20-point lead with Czech only able to score 1 3-point ball until 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the game. They score a bucket to make it 23-5. And then Jokić goes to the line for 2, gets the lead to 25-5. And then the quarter ends with Micic charging for the basket for a layup, and on the buzzer, Serbia wins the first 27-5. Czech only got 5 points in the first quarter. That's phenomenal. That is great. And Jokić actually only did much of passing. And so that was all the rest of the team. That is great. They really stepped it up. Second quarter, with a missed jump back for 2 from Jokić, Czech rebounded the ball, and both teams go back and forth for 2 minutes until Czech finally scores the first bucket of the quarter. They actually scored the first 2 buckets. It's back to back. And then Serbia doesn't sweat it as Milutinov gets a dunk to counter the points that were lost. Jokic checks back in at the 6-minute mark with the score at 33-12, and as usual, works on the floor and just leads quickly grow to 42-17. Both teams end up actually tying the second at 18. I'm sure if they hadn't played Jokic at all in the second, they probably would have outscored Serbia in that quarter. But you can just see the immediate impact Jokic has every time he's on the floor. And he's not even making a lot of shots or anything. He's just having a good impact. He's reading the ball right. He's reading the floor. He's creating the spacing. He's drawing the defense just enough to make the other teammates make buckets. And that's how Jokic ball is supposed to be played. And so at the half, the score is 45-23. So they were able to then Czech was able to get into double digits finally in this quarter, mainly because you just got Jokic off the floor and that allowed them to score more. Third quarter starts off with Guduric going to the line for 2, makes only 1. And then Serbia slightly lets off the gas in this quarter, but per usual, we still get amazing dimes from Jokic as he no-look passes from the top of the key to Stefan Jokic for the dunk. Again, like I said, we get this all the time, and yet it's still amazing when we see it because it's just like, how? Like, he just knows. He must have eyes in the back of his head or in the sides or whatever, because it's just the amazing coordination that he has is just phenomenal. It's second to none. Czech actually wins the third quarter here, 20-16. And then the final quarter, Czech misses their first shot attempt, but luck out after Vucevic delivers a bad pass, causing a Serbian turnover, leading to a 3-ball from Czech for the first points of the quarter. Jokic actually sits out in the entire quarter, but there's a clip that went viral of him singing and dancing to music and enjoying the moment. I just really love this actually because it's just nice to see our guy, our MVP, having a good time at a basketball game, just enjoying the win and the positivity and everything. I love it. And it's definitely the aura that I'm trying to embrace. The game continues to linger around a 20-point lead margin for most of the rest of the game. Vramovic hits a couple of big threes, having a decent good game himself, also with 8 rebounds. Serbia wins the fourth, 21-17 in the game. Final score, 82-60. Big take from this was that Jokic might have been bothered by his elbow. He was wearing the arm sleeve, and he didn't have a lot of shots that he was making, or even a lot of chances to make the shots. I think he was more passing and rebounding than anything, but even then, he didn't really make a lot of statistical impact. He played 18 minutes and only scored 6 points, which you would think is actually horrible, but when you look at the percentage, he didn't miss a single field goal. He made 100%. He didn't take any threes in this game, and he missed only 1 free throw. So not bad, if you ask me, for not shooting a lot in the game. He had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and was a plus 15 when he was on the floor. So not as horrible of a Jokic game as you would think. He didn't get any double-double or triple-double or anything, but he still had a great impact, and I don't think they really needed him to have a huge impact because it seemed like the rest of the team had it. They were just locked in. They knew what was at stake. And they attacked, and they let off the gas a little bit here and there, but they really, they understood the assignment. So next game was Lithuania versus Finland, which when the whole EuroBasket started, I was very confident in Lithuania. I was loving how we're seeing Valanciunas, dominate the big man court and everything, and Jokić doing great. But these last 2 games have kind of more or less worried me about their success in the tournament, and more or less also kind of leaking into maybe some reality of what we could be seeing with Valanciunas on the Nuggets. So what happened in this game, I'm not going to go in the full breakdown here, just a quick little overview. So Lithuania shrunk the rotations. 2 of their players didn't play at all, and this was another difficult game for them. They almost lost. It got down to the wire. They got dominated in the fourth quarter, and luckily dominated the second enough that lasted them throughout the rest of the game. They built like a 15-point lead at one point, and it kind of hung around that until finally in the fourth quarter, when they got dominated, it came down to the wire. So, but unfortunately, Jokić injured his knee. He got a knee injury, which is not good. He left the game after playing 26 minutes. This is brutal for Lithuania, because he's essentially the Jamal Murray of the Lithuania team. And he still had a great game. You know, he played 26 minutes, 16 points. He had 2 rebounds, 9 assists, though. He had 1 assist that he actually threw it intentionally. It kind of looks like he does, like, it's kind of questionable if he was trying to make a shot or if it was a pass, but he throws it from top of the key all the way to the backboard. It bounces off the backboard to one of the other players, to one of his teammates. I forget which one it was, but like, and then he like smiles and everything afterwards. And so like he had some pretty awesome dimes, but he did injure his knee, which is very concerning for the Lithuanian, their team and their fans and everything. So hopefully, you know, Valanciunas can carry the team himself, because that is unfortunate for them. And Valanciunas himself did not have a huge game either, only racking up 8, 5, and 2 in 14 minutes. So he played less minutes than Jokić. He did get more points than Jokić, but he only got 8, 5, and 2. And the big one was the big scorer of the game, actually tied with one of his teammates, was Lauri Markkanen in Finland, and getting 19 points. So Finland won the first quarter 21-20, so not by much. Lithuania won the second quarter by 25-15, so huge margin there, double-digit margin there. Both teams tied the third at 12, and then Finland won the fourth quarter 30-24. Lithuania wins the game though at 81-78, so only by 3 points. Like they were actually down by like 9 or something like that, and they managed to battle back within the last 20 or 30 seconds. Like that was insane, and it was definitely to the wire, and it almost was one that was Lithuania was robbed of. So that's a little concerning. And overall, if you're looking at Europlay, it's a little concerning as a Nuggets fan. But Lithuania does advance in the group play. So now we'll get the elimination rounds in the 6th. So they'll go to that and start, single play elimination. But this is something that I think is very real that could happen in Nuggets games, where you're expecting Valanciunas to get 19 points and instead he gives you 5. The defense of Finland and Germany have both slowed him down, and it's definitely a factor that you can notate to make sure to just have help for him. And this is where I think, as far as the bench goes, when he's on the floor, you need someone like Murray or Tim Hardaway Jr., some other players that are going to free up the space for Valanciunas, or hopefully maybe Valanciunas can take away some of that defense and open up space out the floor so that Murray can get in for the shots. And so maybe we get a 5-point game from Valanciunas, but we get a 50-point game from Murray because of it. Like, I'm all down for that. So definitely something to keep in mind, that Valanciunas, as amazing as he was the first couple of games, there are going to be a lot of bad games with him too. So just definitely a somber reminder of that. The other thing too is, once again, like Jokic's elbow, I hope it's just a bruise, and that give it some time, take a couple weeks off after this EuroBasket ends, and then he'll be good to go come regular season. I know, what was it? the 29th of September of this month is media day. And so that's around the summer camp. And then their first game again is in October, in the beginning of October. That's the preseason game against the Timberwolves in San Diego. So hopefully, I mean, it's almost like it's a little more than a month away, their first game, and he still has to go through elimination rounds. So, I mean, it's tricky, right? Because you want Serbia to do well, but at the same time, if he gets eliminated quicker, then he gets more time to rest to prepare for Nuggets season. I understand that the EuroBasket happens every 4 years. It's kind of a bigger deal a little bit. I would definitely understand if Europeans consider it a bigger deal than NBA, because NBA happens every year, whereas EuroBasket happens every 4 years. It's kind of like the Olympics happens every 4 years. It should be a bigger thing. FIBA as well, every 4 years. So it'll be interesting to kind of see happen with that. I don't know. Hopefully this isn't a lot to be concerned about. Definitely, though, concerning is that Jokić is out for Lithuania. Hopefully they can figure it out how to fill in the gaps of what he is able to do, because he's a huge part of their offense and their defense. He is, like I said, he is the Jamal Murray. What do you do when your Jamal Murray goes out? I mean, even if you have Jokic, like, it still is difficult. You need like an Aaron Gordon or a top level CB to really continue playing at the higher levels that you want to be at, right? You need a CB who had a 20-point plus double against what was it? The Phoenix Suns. I think it was the Phoenix Suns or the Timberwolves, right? Maybe he had it both in those ones. I forget now, but that kind of CB. I don't know who Lithuania's CB is, and I don't know who their Aaron Gordon is, but man, hopefully they can withstand the onslaught that happens in the future games here. Real quick, if I just look at the games that are going to be played or have left to be played on Wednesday, we get Lithuania versus Sweden. That should be an easier game for them, hopefully. I don't know, and we'll see. But I mean, their top guy is out now, so it might be more even. And then Serbia takes on Turkey. So that is our next one. I was right. Serbia is taking on Turkey this Wednesday. Şengün, you're going down. Turkey, I'm sorry, you're going down. Serbia is going to win. They're going to take over the 1 seed in Group A play, and they're heading for the gold stage, right? And so this is actually the last game before the elimination rounds start, which is on Saturday. I think Serbia is actually doing a decent job without Bogi. They, like Lithuania, both lost their captain, and Serbia's figuring it out. Avramovic had a good game today, I should say. He was the highest scorer, and he had had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists. So he was the best player on the floor for Serbia. And I believe he was the best player overall. Yes, he was the best. He was the highest point maker overall. Petrusev also had 13 points. It's pretty awesome to see the Serbian team, even though they're down, still hanging in there and playing good basketball, playing right. Like, their timeouts, they're taking the right timeouts and learning from what caused the timeout to happen originally to regroup. Unlike some things with like Lithuania completely fell apart against Germany. So we'll see when the elimination rounds start happening. Now I'm kind of interested to see how Serbia will do against Germany. That's pretty much all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.